I'm psychologist Dominic Herbst, and I want to talk to you about cutting. Many of you know what I'm talking about because it has to do with a situation where a person is hurting themselves with maybe a sharp object on their arms, maybe on their torso, on their legs, and it creates within them a condition that causes them to repeat the process. In other words, whatever it is that it's doing for them is keeping them hooked on the need to continue to cut or hurt themselves. It seems like an unnatural thing if a person is already struggling to get involved and caught up in cutting, but let me explain a little bit about the science of cutting. First of all, everyone who has a problem with cutting themselves has a problem inside their emotions that is deeply hurting to them. They may not be aware what that problem is. It has to do oftentimes with feeling rejected or feeling hurt. Maybe they've been sexually abused by someone who took their value and dignity, who used them as an object of their pleasure. Maybe it's because nobody really understands them or listens to them. They may be having a boyfriend-girlfriend problem and they constantly find themselves in a struggle with that person, or they lose that person in the relationship. There are many, many different reasons why the distress in that person's soul is occurring. The reason why cutting seems to lift them out, gives the appearance of lifting them out of the internal pain, is because cutting is me, if I'm the cutter, is me creating the pain on the outside of my body that distracts me from the pain on the inside of my soul. Let me say that again. Pain that I create by cutting myself on the outside of the body distracts me from the pain that I don't know how to heal in the inside of my soul. Now, though, I have two problems. I still have the problem in my soul that is hurting me, and now I have an addiction almost to the cutting. You might say, if you're not familiar with what the cutting experience does, why would someone do that? Hurt themselves deliberately? Well, those of you that have experienced cutting or are very close to someone who has, you probably have a little bit more insight. What happens when the cutter begins to cut their skin, even if they do it by accident one day when they're taking a sharp object over themselves? It's also called self-abuse. Self-abuse is hurting myself to a level where it begins to create a feeling within me that I don't have to think about the true pain within my emotions. Well, here's what happens when the body is distressed with a cut. Endorphins are released. These are part of the neurotransmitter system in the nervous system. And you don't have to understand this like a doctor, because I don't understand it fully either. But I know this. There are many different kinds of endorphins. And when the body is hurting, or it's wounded, or it's cut, automatically a signal is sent to the nervous system to send out these endorphins that can literally cause me to have a little burst of adrenaline. You see, what that will do, if I'm very depressed from the pain on the inside of my soul, a cut will lift me above the depression. It won't last long. But in those moments where I'm controlling the pain, I'm keeping myself from the hurting of the pain inside. Now, there's kind of a deception involved because I'm still hurting inside. It's just that I'm not thinking about the hurt inside because the endorphins that have lifted me up, they're sending the message to come and heal the place of the wound on the outside, but no message is sent to heal the place of the wound on the inside. And this is why so many struggle and have to keep going back to cut so they can control the wound on the outside, because they have no control to heal the wound on the inside. Let me leave this with you. I promise you, on the basis of truth, that you can understand what that wound is on the inside, you can know how to heal it, and you can walk through that healing so that you will never need to cut your skin again.